Hey, what's up, guys? Thought I'd make a little video in my backyard. So I just woke up from a dream, and it was really interesting because in this dream, it was pretty stupid. The thing is, I was trying to get these business cards made, and so I was running through this whole little, um, you know, department store or whatever it was, and then I tried to get them made. He didn't have them made, and then I had to leave, and then I got lost. And then I was trying to find the parking lot because for some reason my mom was gonna pick me up, and all this stuff, right? And I really wanted to get these business cards, and by the end of it, I ended up waking up and I was still pissed off for like 5 minutes about not getting those business cards. Um, and it got me thinking, how we can know something is completely not real and fake, and that, I know that those cards don't exist and yet still have such an emotional reaction to them. And, I was just thinking about just in life how we can know a lot of different things, about how our minds work, about spirituality, about any given topic. Um, but that doesn't necessarily stop the habit patterns that we're in. One of my favorite verses from the Bhagavad Gita, and I would quote this over and over, which is basically says that knowledge is good, but understanding is better. Understanding is good, but meditation is better. Meditation is good, but letting go of the fruit of all action is best. And what it basically means is that we have to learn, about spiritual things and the way our mind works. Maybe we learn from books. Maybe we learn from, you know, just living our lives, from observing, from reflecting, all these things, we can kind of take some sort of knowledge from. And then we have to kind of understand, have a correct understanding of what that means. And this is where a lot of people fall off because you can know a lot of stuff, but not necessarily understand it in the correct light. Um, and so after that, then what you need to do is basically meditate to establish yourself in that state. And this part is really the most difficult, I think. Um, well, maybe not the most difficult. I guess it's whatever stage you're at is the most difficult. But um, in our society, we're so programmed not to take any time to meditate, or it's not as important as all this other stuff. And so it takes such a huge, you know, amount of arranging your priorities in such a way where meditation is really pretty much at the top of the list. Because otherwise, you will find something else, or you'll end up getting distracted. One of my favorite spiritual teachers used to say that, the real enemy of spiritual progress is actually distraction, is actually going out and constantly being distracted by this or that, and not necessarily like evil things, which a lot of people think that, that's what we should all be afraid of, or these evil demons or this and that. But the real demon is actually watching TV when you should be meditating, or listening to music when you should be doing something else, or whatever it is. We kind of overrate pleasure, I think, and so we think, okay, well, the goal of us being here and doing this stuff is just to experience a lot of pleasurable things, but pleasure doesn't necessarily lead to happiness. And so if you want to become established in who you are in this moment, it takes some real effort, and I'm still on that path for sure. Um, but just this dream kind of woke me up to that, and I've just been reflecting now on what it, I guess, what I've been reflecting on is how much effort it really takes to be serious on the spiritual path. Because, everyone's at different levels, and I think we all want different things, and we're at different places in our lives. But the fact is, if you kind of wanted to be good at art, you're going to have to spend a lot of hours drawing. And if you want to get established in the self, you're going to have to spend a lot of hours meditating. Um, and meditation isn't really just so much. I think, having a correct understanding of meditation, which a lot of people don't. A lot of people think pretty much everything that has to do with concentration is a type of meditation. A meditation in the spiritual sense, because you can just meditate in the sense of the word meditation, meaning concentration. But the way I use it is really that meditation is the practice of establishing yourself in kind of beingness. And we do this by focusing on the breath, being aware of sensations, and remaining equanimous, so that we can kind of build our, I guess, build a habit pattern in our minds once again, that's able to override all these negative habit patterns we have, or able to let go of them and dissolve them, really actually is more accurate. Because we're not trying to exchange one for the other. We're basically just saying, okay, well, let's just dissolve the habit patterns we have through observation, and through remaining equanimous. And so that way, it's reprogramming that whole thing. Like, you see something you don't like and you just react. And this whole instant reaction doesn't allow us to actually be able to be in the moment, but it's basically constantly taking us to past or the future, and back and forth and back and forth. Um, and this is kind of the struggle. It's the struggle between being in the moment and the struggle of bouncing back and forth. Um, anyway, this is just what was on my mind today. Um, so I basically, the way that I'm gonna set this up is I'm gonna have my vlog, I guess is what you call it, and then I also want to just talk about certain classes or events or programs that I've done throughout my life, and just kind of give a little bit of a review. I'm going to talk maybe a little bit of Vipassana retreats and Landmark, and a couple other things that I've done. And then also, I want to do book reviews, just because there's a lot of kind of obscure books that I've gotten a lot out of, and just want to be able to share that with people. So just check out my channel and check out my little meditation group if you're interested, every Sunday at 7, and hope to see you there. Bye.